Hello, I'm Donna Bush with your CIG-TV News Brief and weather forecast. When asked at this week's press briefing to share details on government's financial position during the COVID-19 pandemic, Premier the Honourable Alden McLaughlin said government revenues are doing better, but it doesn't mean we're doing well.
I think we're running, I think, about a $25 million a month deficit at the moment, which is less than we had projected. But we are still, very much in the red with respect to this. We have made significant progress. Indeed, we have come to an agreement with the consortium of banks about the line of credit, but we don't actually have a signed agreement yet. Hence the reason why there is no announcement. But we're going to be in very good shape, and maybe as early as next week we'll be able to make an announcement once we've signed on the dotted line. But given the current, if things don't get any worse than they are in terms of the government revenue, we shouldn't need that line of credit during the balance of this term. But it'll be a contingency that is in place for starting the middle of next year, we reckon, assuming things don't get any better generally and we're unable to open the borders and we're still in pretty much the same situation worldwide as is currently the case.
Premier McLaughlin added that planning is the key to where we have reached, but added that there are massive challenges in the years to come if the global situation doesn't change. Meantime, the very peak of the hurricane season for the Caribbean is now here. Local weather experts remind us that three tropical season storms, Marco, Laura, and Nana, have caused rainfall and heavy winds on our island so far this season, and there are still major storms that could cross the region.
The peak of the hurricane season is based upon statistical numbers over the last 100 years. So this is the day in which they usually have the most tropical storms and hurricanes in existence, shall we say. The Cayman Islands National Weather Service recognizes the importance of the day, obviously, and for that matter, we are releasing a public education article to deal with the matter, to explain things more clearly to you. If you go back to April and May, when we started talking about the predictions for the hurricane season, Colorado State at that time was looking for 16 named storms, 8 hurricanes, and 4 major hurricanes. So in terms of the total named storms, you will note that we've already accomplished or we've already had that number formed already. What we've not had formed so far are the hurricanes and the Category 3 or the major hurricanes. And so as we get into the second half of the season, we can potentially expect for a number of major type storms to develop around the area if the forecast is to become accurate.
For more public information, you can go online to CIG Television's YouTube channel and watch the peak hurricane season report with Mr. John Tibbetts. Well, residents may have seen or heard the MRCU plane across Grand Cayman last evening as the Mosquito Research and Control Unit started a full schedule of aerial and truck operations across the island. The operations started on Thursday, September 10th in areas of East End, including the Queens Highway, in Frank Sound, in areas of West Bay, Boddentown, and Rackley's Dikes, as well as the North Sound Estates. Now, the aerial adulticide and larvicide operations started just before nightfall on the 10th. Well, today's high temperature reached 90 degrees, the low 78. The forecast calls for partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers this Friday and some possible thunder. The winds are from the east to southeast at 5 knots or less, and seas are smooth to slight with wave heights of less than 2 feet. The synopsis calls for isolated showers which are expected across the Cayman Islands. That's due to an upper-level cyclone over the northwest Caribbean. Light winds and slight seas are also expected to continue across the Cayman area over the next 24 hours. That's all in association with a weak pressure gradient across the Caribbean region. Now, for more on local weather, you can go online to weather.gov.ky, or you can simply download their app, which is CINWS. And that ends today's news brief here on CIG Television for today and this week. I'm Donna Bush, thanking you for joining us, wishing you a safe and wonderful weekend.